Oh, hold on, guys. Oh boy. Here we go. Okay, so welcome back to my channel. This is Bree, just bringing you another video. As always, I want to thank you guys for coming back. I want to thank you guys who comment, like, share, subscribe, whatever you have done to support my channel. Thank you again. Okay, now this video is going to be just a loc drabble. So I'm talking about a particular topic related to locks, not really doing any tutorials or anything like that. I do plan on recording one this weekend. It is about time to wash my hair. My scalp is actually doing really well, so that's going to be a conversation for another day. But I just want to stay on track with every 2 to 3 weeks, so I'm going to go ahead and wash it and do that Bantu knot out tutorial that you guys wanted to see, that you requested. I'm not sure if I'm going to do any twists in the front or braids or anything like I did last time. I may just do a full Bantu knot out, but I will keep you guys posted with that. Okay, so enough about that. Today's video is really just going to be talking about something that you hear a lot about and see a lot about, which is basically talking about locks and the journey, right? Some people, well, how should I say this? I guess locks are really on like a spectrum, right? You know, so on one end, we have like locks are just something cosmetic. You know, it's a hairstyle just like anything else. You know, it's just a way for people to do their hair. You know, some people decide to lock it because I don't like my loose natural hair, or I'm tired of my hair, or locks are easy, or I like the way locks look, and that's pretty much all the depth that there is to it. So they don't really hold any huge tie to it. So if they decide to cut them, if they decide they don't want them anymore, it's really not that big of a deal for them because it's just hair, right? And then you have people on the other side of that spectrum, hi handsome, on the other side of that spectrum, which are like, hey, you know, locks are something spiritual, you know, only certain people should have locks, you know, I guess going more in line with the Rastafarian type of viewpoint. Locks being an attachment to you, a representation of what you have going on the inside. Like it really is more than just hair to them, right? And there tends to be a lot of conflict from people who are on either end of this spectrum because for somebody with viewing locks as just a hairstyle for them, they may be like, well, why are you tripping? Talking about the person on the other end of the spectrum. Just like a person who views locks as like a spiritual experience might be feeling a certain type of way because they feel like the other people are making light of the commitment they've made, right? And so figuring out where you lie on that spectrum will be important, I guess. So you can also understand how to deal with others and their viewpoints. I think that can have a lot as well to do with the way people tend to react when someone combs out their locks. Like, you know, a few months back when people were combing out their locks, the different responses, you could kind of tell who kind of fell where, right? But obviously with every spectrum, there's going to be some middle ground, okay? And the middle ground being that locks are more than just a hairstyle, but maybe it's not like a spiritual experience or a lifestyle change for people, right? And to be honest with you, I feel like that's where I fall. I do feel like locks are a little bit more than just a regular hairstyle, but more so for the experience. I think for everything that I learned about myself in this process, for me, forcing me to really appreciate my hair, to have patience, a lot more so than my loose natural hair journey did. I've got a chance to see my hair go through a transformation, which kind of inspired me to start making small changes and really transforming my lifestyle and what I choose to have on a day-to-day basis, you know. And so I think that with you have to look at sometimes how people started their locks or why they started their locks. You know, for me, part of it was initially inspired by, of course, I love the way locks look. Of course, it is getting kind of hard to constantly be braiding and twisting my loose natural hair, right? Because my hair was getting so long, but I don't think I really understood how much this journey could change your life if you allow it to. And so as I've progressed, I've kind of transitioned more towards the middle, and sometimes I lean the other way. You know, you think of, I mean, for those of you who read the Bible and that kind of thing, you think of Samson and the connection of his spirituality to his hair, you know, and when they were cut, you know, he lost a lot of that internal strength, you know, and if you think that for some people, I guess it could be a connection to their spirituality simply because when they started their hair, that's when they started the journey. So the longer the hair gets, the more of an experience. It's almost like your timeline for the positive changes you've had in your life. But I hope that to a certain extent that we can definitely learn how to respect one another's journeys. We can learn how to appreciate various things because although maybe I focus more on the journey and the changes that have happened, I can definitely appreciate the cosmetic aspect. You know, like today I just did a cornrow going this way, you know, on my head, and I feel like it added a lot of spunk to it, and I really like the way my hair looks right now. And for me, yes, you know, I've cut my hair multiple times, but I think if I decided to cut my hair, this would probably be the hardest time to cut it. You know, not saying I wouldn't be willing to, like, you know, my hair will grow back. I know that, but I feel like I've put in a lot of work and a lot of effort into my locks. So people are always like, well, oh, what if you have to cut them? And I'm like, well, why would I want to cut them? You know, I'm like, these are my babies. They're mine, you know? So I don't know, just having an appreciation for your hair and maybe trying to figure out, you know, where you stand and what it means to you. And maybe when you start out, if it is just kind of a hairstyle, this may not be the type of commitment that's going to work for you. And that's okay, you know, but really being aware that locks are a commitment. They take time, they take patience, and it creates a lot of changes in your life because people look at you differently. They talk to you differently, and sometimes they even make assumptions about who you are just based on the type of hair you have. Now, for me, it hasn't interfered with me getting a job at this point, but I'm not saying that it can't, because you can't, like, with loose natural hair, you can straighten it. With a relaxer, you throw more relaxer on it. But with locks, they're locks. Like I can't go to work one day and just decide I'm not going to have locks anymore. I mean, I might be able to throw on a, well, it'd be kind of hard, but a quick weave, you know, get a sew-in, get whatever type of braids, twist, whatever. But reality is this is my hair, you know. So having a certain amount of confidence and appreciation in what you have, that comes along with this as well. So I do want to hear from you guys. I want to see where you fall on the spectrum. Are you somebody who just views locks as a cosmetic decision? Or are you somebody who views locks as a spiritual experience? Or are you kind of in the middle like me where you appreciate the journey and you have decided to be more conscious of your overall life, health, and appearance, everything else once you started your locks, you know? So I definitely want to hear that. So please feel free to comment below. As always, don't forget, you know, share this video, like, comment, please request videos if there's something you want to see. As I said, I will be recording my Mantu Knot Out video. I also plan on doing a little bit of videos talking about cosmetology, as well as, I guess you call it vlogging. I have class again tomorrow, so I may try to record a little bit, but if not, I will be doing a video on what comes in a cosmetology kit. So if you're interested in that, please stay tuned. And once again, thanks for the support, guys. Bye.